Are you living intentionally or just going through the motions? Be honest with yourself for a second. Do your days feel like you're truly choosing them? Or are you waking up, rushing through tasks, ticking boxes, and then collapsing into bed, only to do it all over again tomorrow? Because here's the truth. There is a difference between existing and living. And that difference is intention. Living without intention is like driving with no destination plugged into your GPS. You're moving, sure, but in circles, reacting to red lights, traffic and detours with no sense of where you're actually going. Living with intention is plugging your soul's destination into the system and aligning your journey to it. Same roads, same car, but now you're in charge. You're awake and you're creating. That's what this entire video is about. This is the power of intentional living. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it means to step out of autopilot, reclaim your energy, and consciously create the life you want. So if we haven't met before, hi, I'm Cherry, your spiritual life coach, numerologist, energy alchemist, and fierce truth teller. I help people just like you, the frustrated people pleaser, the exhausted overgiver, souls who've lost themselves in the noise, to come back home to their own power through numerology, energy work, Lemurian teachings, and spiritual strategy. I guide you to reconnect your purpose, build unapologetic boundaries, and live from intention instead of default. But here's what I know. Living intentionally is not just a mindset shift. It's an energetic, spiritual, and practical revolution. And you don't need to be more disciplined or think positively to make it happen. You need alignment. You need awareness. You need to remember that your life is yours. So if you're ready, buckle in, because for this video, we're not just talking theory. We're going to dismantle autopilot living and replace it with soul-led intention. Most people don't realize they're living on autopilot. They think this is just what adulthood is. Wake up, grind through the day, pay bills, fall asleep, then repeat. But autopilot is more than routine. It's unconsciousness. It's letting life happen to you instead of choosing how you show up. So what are the signs you're living on autopilot? You wake up already tired. You scroll before you even get out of bed. Your days blur together. You can't remember what you did last week. You constantly say, someday I'll, ... But someday never comes. You make decisions based on what others want, not what you want. You numb with TV, food, shopping, or busyness because you don't know what else to do. Sound familiar? That's autopilot. It's the spiritual sleepwalking most of society is stuck in. Now let's get honest, autopilot comes with a cost. When you're living without intention, here's what actually happens. You leak your energy. Every decision is a reaction instead of a creation. It's exhausting. You abandon yourself. You say yes when you mean no. You live by others' standards. You forget what you even want. You attract chaos because if you're not directing your energy, life fills the void with distractions, obligations, and noise. You waste time. Harsh but true. Autopilot steals years of your life. And the tragedy? You only notice when years pass and you think, how did I get here? But the beauty? You can wake up at any moment. So what is the opposite of autopilot? Intention. Living intentionally means consciously choosing your energy, your actions, your focus, your relationships. It means asking, is this aligned with the life I want to create? And the shift is subtle but radical. Autopilot asks, what do I need to get through the day? Intention asks, who do I want to be today? Let me repeat that. Autopilot equals survival. Intention equals creation. The moment you begin asking intentional questions, who am I becoming? What am I choosing? What energy do I want to carry? You begin to wake up. And here's the best part. You don't need to burn your life down to start living intentionally. You just need to start choosing differently in the small moments, consistently. So here's where we are. You've seen how autopilot sneaks into your daily life. You've recognized the cost of living unconsciously. And you've opened the door to intention, the art of choosing life instead of drifting through it. In this next part, I'm going to go deeper into what intention actually is. Not fluffy affirmations, not wishful thinking, but a spiritual and practical foundation for conscious living. Because intention isn't just hoping for the best. It's the power of aligning your energy with your actions, so your life reflects your truth. So let's strip it back to basics. What actually is intention? Most people confuse intention with a wish. They think, I intend to lose weight, or I intend to save money. But that's not intention. That's a casual thought. Real intention is not casual. It's conscious. It's deliberate. It's a choice you claim with your whole being. And here's the simplest way I can say it. Intention is the energy you decide to live from. It's not just about the end result. It's about the vibration you bring into each action. For example, two people might go to the gym. One's intention is punishment. I hate my body. I need to fix it. The other's intention is love. I'm nourishing my body with strength. Same action, different intention, with a completely different outcome. This is why intention is everything, because your intention colors your actions. It determines whether they expand you or drain you. Now let's talk about goals, because yes, goals matter, but they're not the same thing as intention, because a goal is an outcome. It's the finish line. I want to hit 6 figures. I want to run a marathon. I want to meet my soulmate. And goals are great. They give you direction, but goals alone can become empty or even toxic if they're not rooted in intention. And intention is the energy behind the goal. So instead of I want 6 figures, the intention is I want to expand into financial freedom so I can live generously. Instead of I want to run a marathon, the intention is I want to honor my body's strength and discipline. Instead of I want to meet my soulmate, the intention is I want to embody love so deeply that it radiates into my relationships. Do you feel the difference? Goals are external. Intentions are internal. Goals end when you hit the target. Intentions carry you for life. And here's where it gets juicy, because intentions isn't just woo-woo. It's both science and spirituality. So what is the psychology of intention? Your brain has something called the reticular activity system, the RAS. Think of it as the filter in your mind. Whatever you focus on, your brain highlights more of it in your reality. Ever notice that when you want a new car, suddenly you see it everywhere? That's your RAS at work. So when you set a clear intention, your brain literally starts filtering reality to align with it. You notice opportunities and you notice synchronicities. Now let's move on to spirituality and intention. On an energetic level, intention is a vibration. The universe doesn't respond to your words, it responds to your frequency. You can say, I want abundance all day long, but if your true intention is fear and lack, that's what you'll magnetize. But when your intentions is rooted in clarity, belief, and trust, your vibration shifts and the world mirrors it back to you. That's why manifestation isn't just about asking, it's about aligning. So let's break it down into something more practical. I teach that intention has 3 pillars. The first is clarity. You have to know what you want, not vaguely, not I just want to be happy. You've got to be specific with the energy you want to embody. Happiness isn't a destination, it's a state you choose. So get clear. Do you want peace? Do you want adventure? Do you want freedom? The second is belief. Intention without belief is just words. You must believe it's possible for you. This doesn't mean you never doubt. It means you anchor into trust, stronger than the fear. The third is aligned action. This is where most people miss the mark. They set intention and wait for the magic. But no, intention is meant to guide your actions. If your intention is health, your actions align. You eat with love, you rest, you move. If intention is abundance, your actions align. You show up, you create, you circulate. When clarity, belief, and aligned actions come together, intention becomes magnetic. So to recap, intention is not casual. It's the conscious energy you choose to live from. Goals give you outcomes, but intention gives you alignment. Science proves your brain filters based on focus. Spirituality shows energy responds to frequency. And the 3 pillars of intention, clarity, belief, and aligned action are the foundation of living on purpose. I now want to move forward from theory into practice. I'll show you how to live intentionally every day, not in abstract terms, but in real, tangible ways, in your routines, your relationships, and your choices. This next section is where we'll talk manifestation as a natural byproduct of intention and the exact tools you can start using to align with what you desire. So take a breath. You're about to turn the volume up. Let's get real about manifestation. Most people think manifestation is about wanting really hard or writing down a vision board and waiting for the universe to deliver, like Amazon Prime. Manifestation isn't about wishing. It's about aligning. Remember this, intention is the seed. Manifestation is the fruit. When you live with intention, manifestation becomes inevitable. Not because you forced it, but because your vibration, focus, and actions are aligned. For example, if your intention is peace, you stop engaging in drama. You protect your energy. You choose practices that ground you. And suddenly, peace shows up in your relationships, your home, and your body. If your intention is abundance, you stop saying yes to draining obligations. You open yourself to opportunities instead of the scarcity. You circulate energy with generosity. And then suddenly, money flows, resources appear, and doors open. Manifestation isn't magic. It's the natural result of intentional living. So how do you live intentionally day to day? Here are some powerful practices that take intention from idea to embodiment. 1, your morning check-in. Before you even touch your phone, ask yourself, what is my intention for today? Choose one word or a phrase. It could be peace, clarity, courage, love, and then carry it with you. The second is pause before decision. When faced with a choice, pause and ask, does this align with my intention? If not, it's a no. This rewires the autopilot people pleaser into conscious self-respect. The third is evening reflection. At night, journal. Did I live my intention today? Where did I drift? Where did I align? This isn't about shame, it's about awareness. The fourth is an energy ritual that protects your energy daily. This might be breath work, meditation, grounding, or simply saying no. Intention thrives when your energy isn't scattered. The fifth is visual reminders. Place cues in your environment. A sticky note on a mirror, a crystal on your desk, a mantra on your phone background. Your space should whisper your intentions back to you. Living intentionally is not about adding more. It's about aligning what you already do. Now let's get real about what gets in the way. Even when you want to live intentionally, you'll hit resistance. Here are 3 of the biggest blocks I see. 1, people pleasing. You set an intention, but someone else's needs or expectations override it. You abandon yourself to keep the peace. 2, self-doubt. You doubt your worthiness. You think, who am I to ask for that? Or, it'll never work for me. Doubt always kills intention before it can take root. 3rd is old programming. You're still running on the subconscious script you picked up as a child. Survival mode, scarcity, be quiet, don't shine. These scripts pull you back into autopilot if you're not aware of them. So how do we overcome them? Let's break it down. People pleasing, boundaries. Living intentional means choosing your truth over temporary approval. Boundaries aren't selfish. They're sacred. Every no creates space for your yeses. Self-doubt, worth work. You can't live intentionally if you don't believe you're worthy of more. This is where self-love and inner healing comes in. Every time you affirm your worth, your intentions gain strength. The old programming, catch your autopilot thoughts. When you hear I can't, shift it to what if I could? When you hear I don't deserve, shift it to I am worthy now. Your subconscious believes repetition. Feed it new truths until they become your default. This is not about being perfect. It's about being conscious. Living intentionally means noticing when you drift and gently bringing yourself back over and over. So let's pause and see where we are. You've learned how intention flows naturally into manifestation. You've got daily tools to anchor your intentions. You know the blocks that get in the way and the ways to overcome them. So here's the fierce truth. Intentional living is not about control. It's about choice. It's not about rigid discipline. It's about freedom. When you choose intentionally, You reclaim your power. And now we're going to expand this even further. We'll talk about how intentional living shapes not just your days, but your destiny, your relationships, your career, your spirituality. All of it transforms when you choose to live awake. So get ready. This next section is where we'll tie it all together and ignite your next chapter. So let's begin here, because relationships are where intention is most tested. If you're not living intentionally, your relationships tend to run on old patterns. You say yes when you mean no. You attract partners who mirror your wounds, not your worth. You pour from an empty cup because you don't know how to set boundaries. But when you live intentionally, your relationships shift. So what is intention in love? Instead of I just want someone to complete me, your intention becomes I choose to embody love and invite a partner who reflects that back. Do you feel how different that is? The first comes from lack. The second comes from overflow. Now, intention in friendship and family, living intentionally means you stop defaulting into toxic dynamics. You stop shrinking yourself to be accepted. You stop carrying roles that aren't yours. Instead, you choose conscious connection. You realize love without respect is not love. Connection without authenticity is not connection. When you shift, your relationships shift. Either they rise to meet you or they will fall away. And both outcomes are intentional. Now let's talk about work, money, and purpose. When you're on autopilot, career and money are survival. You work jobs that drain you. You chase money out of fear. You define success by somebody else's standards. But intentional living redefines all of that. Intention in career is not about what title you hold. It's about the energy you bring. Even if you're not in your dream job yet, you can choose the intention you live by each day. Creativity, service, growth, leadership. And as you align with those intentions, opportunities appear. Doors open. You magnetize pathways that match the energy you're living from. Now, intention in money. Money is energy. It flows where it's respected, where it's circulated with love, where it's not chained to fear. Your intention with money matters more than the numbers in your account. Do you see money to express fear or freedom, scarcity or abundance? Living intentionally with money doesn't mean reckless spending. It means conscious circulation. You spend with awareness. You save with purpose. You invest with vision. And the paradox is, when you stop clutching money in fear, more flows to you. Your body is where intention either thrives or dies. On autopilot, self-care becomes neglect or punishment. Eating for comfort, not nourishment. Moving from guilt, not joy. Resting only when you collapse, not because you honor your body's cycles. Intentional living will flip the script. Intention in health. Instead of chasing the perfect body, you choose the intention of vitality. You eat, move, and rest in ways that honor your energy. You choose wellness over war with yourself. Intention in self-care. Well, self-care is not a bubble bath slapped on by burnout. It's not an Instagram trend. It's daily sacred intention. I matter. My body, mind, and soul deserves love and presence. When you shift your intention, your body responds. Healing begins. Energy rises. And suddenly, you're not surviving in your body. You're thriving in it. This is the deepest layer. Because intentional living isn't just about your to-do list or your morning routine. It's about your soul's path. When you live intentionally, you reconnect with source. Whatever that is for you, God, universe, spirit, higher self, you stop drifting in separation and start living as a co-creator. Let's move on to intention as a spiritual practice. Every action becomes prayer. Every choice becomes an offering. Every breath becomes conscious. That's what intentional living does. It makes your life sacred again. So what is the legacy of intention? Here's the ripple effect. When you live intentionally, you don't just heal yourself. You heal your lineage. You break cycles that your ancestors couldn't. You model freedom for the generations that come after you. Your intentional life becomes your legacy, not in trophies or achievements, but in the love, presence, and impact that you leave behind. So, beloved soul, let's close this journey together. You now know the cost of autopilot living, the foundation of intention, clarity, belief, and aligned action, the daily practices to embody it, the blocks and how to overcome them, the ripple effect intention has in every area in your life. But knowledge without action is just noise. So here's the invitation. What intention will you choose today? Not tomorrow, not someday, today. What energy will you bring into your relationships, your work, your health, your spirit? And if you're ready to take this further, not just hear the theory, but to live it, the Numerology Quick Guide is your next step. It's not fluffy, it's not surface, it's a practical tool to help you harness the power of intention, to focus your energy where it matters, and to turn your desires into lived reality by knowing what numbers are in your chart. Download today, the link is in the description box. It's free, because life isn't meant to be lived on autopilot. It's meant to be lived awake, with intention, with power, with presence. And you are ready. Now, I would love for you, once you've picked your intention, put it in the comments box. Maybe you'll inspire somebody else. Don't forget to hit subscribe, touch that notification bell, and I would love for you to give this video a thumbs up. Until next time, bye for now.